migrating from trust, which had an 838-year run. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The trust industry, the banking industry, invented 838, 839 years ago, has had a good run. And now we have the truth industry, which is blockchain-based, Bitcoin anchored. That's a superior technological advancement that is unlikely to be displaced anytime soon.
In a recent interview on Wolf of All Streets with Mark Yusko, key insights were shared about Bitcoin's price movement this Thanksgiving, which is expected to be a hot topic at the dinner table. The discussion also covered updates on Telegram and some ETF developments. At the time of the interview, Bitcoin was trading around $60,000, showing a 2% increase over the last 24 hours and a 1% increase over the past week. Mark delves into how blockchain is ushering in a new truth industry, replacing traditional trust systems with transparent, verifiable data. He highlights this shift as a rare convergence of events and trends unlikely to be duplicated anytime soon. Yusko also explored the potential implications of Bitcoin ETFs, drawing comparisons to the impact of gold ETFs. The interview wrapped up with his perspective on the recent Telegram-related arrest.
Stop. You don't have time. Don't miss out this 2025 bull run. Educate yourself first ahead of the crowd. We have created the ultimate step-by-step crypto cheat guide that will guide you this bull run. Unlock the secrets of crypto and make smarter investments today. Now by clicking on the link below to get your exclusive copy just under $10.
It is deemed a commodity. Why does that matter? Because commodities can be and have been controlled by the price, by this futures morass. Because in the old days, if I wanted to sell you a barrel of oil, I actually had to have a barrel of oil that I could get and put on a truck or in a pipe and send to you. But once futures came along, I don't have to have any freaking oil. I can create a barrel of oil out of thin air. I can increase the supply of oil on paper. And as long as we settle the contract before I have to go get some oil and deliver it to, I can mess with the price. And look at gold. Gold's been spoofed for almost a decade now. And same thing in other commodity prices. So we all think we won the war, but be careful of the other side. They're not as dumb as we think they are. I mean, why do we all, humans, believe we are the smartest investors when there are professional investors, people who do this, their whole life on the other side? And if you're not at least asking the question, if I'm buying this, who's selling it? Because I always love, are there excess buyers in the market today? No, there's not. There's an equal number of buyers and sellers every single day, every day. And so if you're selling, someone's buying. If you're buying, someone's selling. So think, at least for a minute, what does that person or persons know that I don't? Now, if you're doing what I suggest with Bitcoin, which is just buy it, right? Hashtag just buy it. I don't mean buy it all at once. I mean, buy some today, buy some tomorrow, buy some next week, buy some the week after, buy some next month, and just accumulate your position over time in the most valuable network the world has ever seen. And I actually will stand by this statement, at least as far as I can see in my lifetime. I think it's unlikely that we'll ever see a more valuable computing network in my lifetime. Now, I hope to live a nice long life, but this is a confluence of many events, technological trends, human trends, monetary trends, and this unique functionality isn't going to be replicated in the near term, and it's not going to be displaced in the near term.
As we just heard Mark Yusko discuss Bitcoin's current status and the transformative potential of blockchain, let's now delve into his thoughts on the unique convergence of factors driving the crypto market. Yusko highlights how blockchain technology is creating a new truth industry, fundamentally altering the way we approach trust within financial systems. He also draws intriguing parallels between the potential impact of Bitcoin ETFs and the historical significance of gold ETFs on their respective markets, offering valuable insights into what we might anticipate in the near future. Now, let's listen to what Mark Yusko has to share on Wolf of All Streets about these developments and their implications for investors.
If you look at gold, when the gold ETF came out, it took 9 months before gold got back to the price it was before the ETF was launched. And everyone's like, whoa, what happened? Think about it. The reason the gold ETF was created was because JP Morgan was actually short 2 times the world's gold. Just let that sink in. And you're like, how do you know that? I'm like, because a friend of mine who runs a giant hedge fund actually went through the 400 pages, not 400 boxes of documents that were posted on the internet after the global financial crisis when they got bailed out. So long story short, they were short all this gold. And so they delayed the release of GLD for 3 years. 3 years. And then finally said, okay, now we're short. So now you can have the patsy longs come in and take the other side of our shorts. And so they spoofed that price for 9 months. Because what happens is, remember, the futures price is higher than the spot price because we're optimistic humans. And when that spread is really high, there's a huge windfall to short the future and buy the spot.
Free money.
But as more people do it, the spread closes. And when the spread hits the cost of financing, game over. So if you are not terrified, if you're not terrified of this, you're not paying attention. Scott, this is so scary and so frightening. And look, we could say the same thing about Ross. I mean, about the 2 programmers for Tornado Cash. I mean,
this is worse.
This is worse. This is crazy. I saw the great thing about, keeping it with the French, right, is here's a warrant for the maker of Bic pens. Because people have written out bad, they've written out deals for drugs and assassinations and all kinds of, and with Bic pens. And they've made comments that offend people. Look, we are going down a very dystopian, communist, actually worse than communism world. And it's horrific. And we don't have time to go into why it's happening and who's behind it and all this good stuff. But if you look around at Canada and France and the US, it's these places that are complicit. They have puppet leaders, weak, dumb people in positions of power who let the powers that be create this Gestapo state. And I intentionally choose that term where, think about it. In the UK, same thing. Okay. He's a nice enough
jail for
guy,
a meme.
He was installed. Yeah. You can retweet something and get arrested, but I want to poke fun and say they're just jealous that the guy's perfect, right? He's sculpted, he's rich, he's handsome. But that ain't it. He's dangerous because he created a platform and stood by the moral stance that, no, I will not give you a backdoor.
Mark Yusko offers a compelling perspective on Bitcoin's price movement this Thanksgiving, the revolutionary impact of blockchain on trust systems, and the potential market shifts with the introduction of Bitcoin ETFs. He also discusses the recent Telegram-related arrest, highlighting the ongoing tension between innovation and regulation in the crypto space. We'd love to hear your thoughts on a few questions. How do you think the truth industry created by blockchain will reshape financial trust in the coming years? And what potential impacts do you foresee from Bitcoin ETFs, especially in comparison to the influence of gold ETFs? For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.